Now to an I-Team exclusive, and we must warn you, the images you're about to see may be difficult to watch. New York City has just agreed to pay a record legal settlement, nearly $29 million, to a man who hung himself in Rikers Island, while jail staff ignored his distress. The prisoner suffered permanent brain damage. Our Chris Glorioso is the only TV reporter to obtain video of the incident.
What happened to Rikers Island prisoner Nicholas Feliciano is the kind of thing you don't see on TV. News stations, including this one, generally do not show anything having to do with a suicide attempt. But Feliciano's family wanted you to see this video. They hope it persuades the federal government to take over the city's municipal jail. You are watching Rikers Island jail staff responding to a fight back in 2019. After this inmate decks another prisoner, others pile on, and you can see them stomping on the victim as he lay on the floor. The melee keeps going on until a correction officer sprays his chemical agent, sending inmates running. And when the mist clears, you'll notice this prisoner, shirt off, in white pants, yelling because his friend was just jumped. This is Nicholas Feliciano, a man who's about to try and take his own life.
My grandson, unfortunately, he's an example now to what happens in Rikers Island.
Madeline Feliciano is the grandmother who raised Nicholas Feliciano. She gave the News 4 I-Team exclusive access to this troubling jailhouse video to expose what she calls the shame of Rikers Island.
It's horrific what has happened here. They should be ashamed of themselves.
After that fight, Nicholas Feliciano was distraught. The incident report says he had a lengthy and significant history of suicidal behavior while in city custody. After he was taken into a holding cell, you can see Feliciano agitated, arguing with guards, even throwing a plate of food at a captain. It is at this point the anguished prisoner tries to hang himself in a cell, which, according to that incident report, was directly facing the officer's station, sitting just 9 feet away with an unobstructed view.
That he was hanging off a hook, and you got these officers just walking by and standing there, and like, if it's okay, oh yeah, leave him there hanging. Who in their right state of mind does that? Who does that?
News 4 is not showing the suicide attempt, and we are blocking view of the hanging prisoner. But the Feliciano family felt it was important we show the correction officer's lack of response, their lack of compassion.
I mean, you can describe what happened with Nicholas, but until you see it and really understand what happened in that 8 minutes and before, the impact just isn't the same.
For nearly 8 minutes, jail staff ignored the prisoner as he lost oxygen. First, this correction officer cracks open the cell door. He looks in, looks back at the officer station, but he ultimately opts to close the door and walk away.
It's a disregard for his basic human dignity.
Around this time, the inmate who'd been beaten up in that fight is wheeled in on a gurney. Between the medics and jail staff, there is now a crowd of officers at the station. They're just steps away from a man hanging motionless in his cell, and people are starting to turn their heads. The injured prisoner told the Board of Correction he yelled at the guards to help.
I feel disgusted.
But no one did.
How could you do something like this and go home to your families and act like nothing happened?
After 3.5 minutes go by, another guard passes Feliciano's cell. A minute and a half later, another appears to look in. After another minute, that same guard and another CO walk by, but they do nothing. Then one of them walks by again, looking over his shoulder, but keeps going. Finally, the intake captain and another CO decide to enter, and they take action. They open the door and cut Nicholas Feliciano down. He had been hanging for 7 minutes and 51 seconds.
The reason we released this video is we want to shock people out of the lanes and they're calcified thinking about Rikers Island.
For putting people in a place that everybody knows is a substandard, unconstitutional hellhole.
The place is inhumane.
Jail staff later told investigators they thought Feliciano was faking. After they realized he wasn't, they furiously tried to revive him and sent him to the hospital, but he suffered enough brain damage to leave him permanently disabled.
Because now he got to live his life with cognitive impairment, mobility impairment, speech impairment. When he had hope, who are we to say that Nicholas was not going to have a future?
The Bronx DA filed criminal charges against 4 of the jail staff members accused of ignoring Nicholas Feliciano. 2 of them, correction officers Mark Wilson and Daniel Fullerton, have pleaded guilty to misdemeanors. The other 2, CO Kenneth Hood and Captain Terry Henry, have pleaded not guilty. An attorney for Captain Henry said his client actually saved Feliciano's life by ultimately cutting him down. He said it was the lower-ranked officers who should not have waited some 7 minutes before alerting their captain. The other COs seen on these recordings did not immediately respond to the I-Team's request for comment. The Department of Corrections said 9 staff members were fired, suspended, charged with violations, or resigned. A DOC spokesperson said since the attempted suicide, there have been physical improvements to prevent hangings, and the department increased training related to mental illness and suicide prevention. The FDNY reviewed the conduct of the EMTs who passed by the attempted suicide and cleared the medics of wrongdoing.
Don't let this happen to someone else.
Now the Feliciano family is trying to find hope in the tragedy that upended their lives. Brain damage from loss of oxygen has left Nicholas in rehab, but he has regained the ability to walk, and he knows he is loved. Had someone reminded him of that behind bars, Madeline Feliciano says her grandson may never have tried to end his life.
But I have hope for him. I will never give up on him, and I will always be his voice.
The Department of Justice has asked a federal judge to order Rikers Island into receivership, thereby taking control of the nation's largest municipal jail. The judge will make a decision on that in the coming months. If you are having thoughts of hopelessness or self-harm, call or text 988 to reach the 988 Suicide and Crisis Lifeline. Chris Glorioso, News 4, New York.